Hello, people, and welcome to my second session from Conversion Works London. This is the second in the series. It has been a break for a few weeks. I've unfortunately been sick for a few weeks. So I'm back, and I thought, why not crack on, start making videos again. And I've got this one today. It's going to be a quick one, hopefully. Why click-through rate is an evil metric that you should never use in optimization testing. There is an element of clickbaitiness in that title, but I thought it was an interesting subject. Anyway, guys, moving straight into it. If you don't know who I am, this is me. I am not going to show my face today just because I still look like I'm half dead, but I thought I'd get this video out anyway. This is me. You can pause this if you want. I'm not going to show this every week for too long. I'm Ollie. I've been working in experimentation for around 18 years, and I've run a whole load of experiments across loads of different companies. So we're going to talk about why you should never use click-through rate as a primary metric. And I've got an example. Like I said, it's going to be brief today. So in this example experiment, we have a journey, and within the journey, there are 4 stages. There's a product page, which let's assume it's a landing page, a checkout page, and then two checkout pages, and then a confirmation page. Now, in this very simple example of an experiment, all we've done is we've changed the continue button copy to checkout. And in this example, we have seen a reduction in click-through rate, but we've actually seen an increase in overall conversion rate. And that's entirely possible. I've seen this several times in real experiments where we've changed, actually in a couple of them, they've been changing the CTA in a very similar manner to this. And how you'd explain this is that the word checkout is very final. It's clear that you are making a decision on the product. You are going into a purchase phase. Whereas the word continue is actually quite ambiguous. Customers could definitely believe that they're going to find more information on the next page. They don't know that it's a checkout page on the next page. They click continue and they might be getting more information about the product. So in the control group, it's likely that a lot of customers are clicking through under the false pretenses there is more information. And in the meantime, that you're moving them away from the product decision. So you move them out of the context of you're making a decision about the product into a checkout, and potentially too early, right? But in the B variant here on the right, you've said you're starting the checkout journey. If you don't want to buy, if you haven't made the decision, you're kind of in the right place to make the decision. And that's why in this scenario, it's entirely feasible that you reduce click-through rate, but of the users that continue through, they are far more likely to convert because you've kept them in the right place to make the decision. And actually, I think I did a white paper of this around this last year. I'll try and put the link in the description of this post. But essentially what you're doing here is you're shuffling. So in conversion rate optimization, shuffling is basically just moving traffic around with no real gain, no real purpose. And what I've seen typically is consultants go in and they sell the hypothesis that if you optimize stage 1, then you can move more traffic to stage 2. And once you've got more traffic to stage 2, then you can optimize stage 2 and move more traffic to stage 3. And once you're there and you've got loads more traffic in stage 3, you can convert more people. And that's just not really true. What we're really trying to do in conversion rate optimization typically is, okay, this is probably a bold statement. I was going to say you're trying to change someone's mind about buying. In some cases, you're trying to remove blockers to making a decision, or remove blockers to actually functionality that may be blocking the process. But in a lot of cases, you're trying to change a decision. You're trying to influence someone to purchase your product. And that isn't done in a step-by-step process. You need to have a whole journey and a holistic approach to your conversion rate optimization. It might be that some of your experiments live across all of every single step in the journey, right? For example, urgency or scarcity, you might remind someone that your offer ends within a day. I know that a lot of people hate this type of stuff, but it works, right? I've seen it work in many different scenarios. So yeah, I'd say that's how it's normally sold. And if you're, especially for clients who have a low volume of traffic, really be wary of using click-through rate, because lots of agencies will come in and say, we're going to increase your landing page click-through rate. It doesn't mean anything if it doesn't increase your volume of sales. So be really wary of that. In lots of cases, I think you're better on spending more money, getting more traffic into the site when you're a young business, when you're a small business, when you have a low traffic website. You're far better trying to get more traffic and improve the obvious things rather than try and improve click-through rate from your landing page to your next page, because it's definitely at risk of being completely meaningless. So my recommendation here is to use business end goals as primary metrics, and it's called CRO for a reason, conversion rate optimization. I know people like to call it experimentation these days, and I completely get why. It's not just about conversion. You might optimize towards revenue. Again, another primary goal of another primary business outcome. Average basket value, average basket size, those types of things you can optimize towards, and they're completely valid. But those micro metrics like click-through rate, continuance, bounce rate, they can be very subjective and they can be dangerous to use. Definitely not saying that you can't use them at all. Just be really careful about using them. Use click-through rate as a secondary indicator of behavior if, misspelling there, if the primary metric has reached significance. And again, like I say, this is definitely something that I've seen sold to smaller companies who just don't have enough traffic, in my opinion, to do testing in the first place, where they're looking for significance on click-through rate, and then they'll say, well, if it aligns with conversion rate, so click-through rate is up and conversion rate is up, but it's not significant, then they'll take that as a win. But really, that's completely flawed, because your end conversion difference is insignificant. It's not conclusive. It doesn't mean anything. It's potentially completely flat, unless you run the test for a whole year or longer, depending on the site. So avoid CTR. Think really deeply about using CTR as a conversion metric, as a success metric in your A/B tests and your multivariate tests. And that's it. That's it for today. That's me signing out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go back and check the previous video if you haven't seen it. And I hope that I don't get sick again from these kids who keep making me sick when I send them to nursery. And I hope to keep these videos coming. Let me know in the comments what you thought, what you thought of this video, and what you think about using CTR as a success metric within A/B testing. Have a good day, guys. Cheers. Bye.